Things got a little explosive today. Oh, it got a little explosive today. The judge threw out Kevin Hart's lawsuit. What does that actually mean? What does this actually mean? Woo, people, let me tell you something. About a month ago, uh, he filed an extortion claim, defamation and extortion claim. Kevin Hart, the actor comedian, has filed that against Tasha K. Now, 5 days ago, he filed a temporary restraining order, what they call a TRO, against Tasha K, saying he wanted the interview that she had posted taken down, saying that this interview is hurting his reputation. Now, why are we saying this right now, that this happened 5 days ago? Because his movie on Netflix isn't doing well. And a lot of people are saying, a lot of people that matter, people that put money up, people that sponsor sponsorships like Nike and a lot of endorsements that he have, they don't like to see that that's up. That's ruining a lot of sponsorships with him. And he details this in the filing that was now made public. That's right. It has gotten messy. It has gotten way too messy. Oh, yeah. Uh, it was pretty messy from the jump, but now it has evolved to something even worse. Let me tell you. Oh, thank you. Tasha K is going to be getting it from all angles. Oh, yeah. It's going to be enough of that. We're going to go into what actually went down. The judge threw it out, said that it did not state enough reasons or enough in the lawsuit to have it dismissed or will have it, the claims that he posted. It was no real reason to say, okay, well, I don't see why it could be taken down. They didn't see it. And mainly because Kevin Hart's lawyer, they rushed to file this TRO and it wasn't filed correctly, is what the judge is noticing. Now, here's the part that a lot of people isn't paying attention to. What people are not paying attention to is the fact that if you look at this, I see all the red flags, I see all the drama, I see all the problems outlined. It was 100% a problem for everybody involved. And I see it as it's outlined. I see a lot of the details of things to come and things that's going bad for Kevin Hart. I've seen all of the problems like materialize. And looking at this, his life is going in shambles. But the judge see it like everybody else see it. What did they state? Like, I can't see what Tasha K did as a lie here. She did an interview with a person. Now, you could sue the person, but to say she did enough to have it taken down, that you got to put a restraining order on this woman. Well, you didn't fill this out right. So we're going to have to dismiss it. So Tasha K gets a small victory against Kevin Hart because he got the suit dismissed. But like I said, there's parts that people aren't focused on that I think people should be focused on. What's up, Jose? Jose said, I got a notification. It's a miracle. I hit the like button. I know, right? It's crazy. Now, here's the biggest situation that we have on the table right now. Kevin Hart listed all these reasons to take it down. And it was like a panic move, saying that because of his reputation, because of who he is in the community, and because he's at risk of losing millions of dollars, he's at risk of losing it all. So, because of that, he's connected to all of these different endorsements. Those endorsements keep him fed, keeps him moving, keeps him in a zone to keep going. Let's go ahead and talk about. Without those endorsements, without those situations, there are a lot of different problems that could happen. See, there are things called an anti-SLAPP, which is SLAPP. Okay, it's short for strategic lawsuits against public participation. And it's all too common tool for intimidation and silence and criticism through expensive, baseless legal processing. Right? So the anti-SLAPP law was intended to prevent people from using courts and potential threats of a lawsuit to intimidate people who are exercising their First Amendment rights in terms of reporting news or just reporting what they heard, individual journalism, and they could use the anti-SLAPP statute to protect themselves from the financial threat of a groundless defamation case brought by a subject of an enterprise or an investigative story. Now, under a anti-slap statute, the person who sued makes a motion to strike the case because it involves speech on a matter of public concern. The plaintiff then has the burden of showing a probability that they will prevail in the suit, meaning they must show that they have the evidence that could result in a favorable verdict. Right? If the plaintiff cannot meet this burden and the suit is dismissed through an anti-slap proceeding, many statutes allow the defendants to collect attorney fees from that plaintiff. Like Kevin Hart would have to pay attorney fees in this situation. Now, we're going to get even more deep into this because I think it needs to be said. Well, everybody looks at the state of California. He can file it under California law. But he's got two different lawsuits. This is just the temporary restraining order. His extortion lawsuit is still intact. He didn't lose that. This is just for the temporary restraining order to remove the video. And what Kevin Hart has to lose, and don't forget to donate to the Cash App, which is Carcino. But when you get a TAR put on somebody and you want it to be approved, you have to have proper use. Kevin Hart has won an NAACP award. So they don't like to give those awards out to guys that are cheating on their wives and an adulterer. This is what Kanye West had to go through. Kanye was like, I'm at risk of losing my NAACP award, which means he can't get on the cover of Essence and get into all these black festivals. If he's out here cheating on his wife and doing all this other stuff, they forgave him for the first cheating. Now he has a former assistant that seems to be going against her agreement that she signed to be his personal assistant by releasing all personal information that she's witnessed and have firsthand knowledge to on this show. And he wants it taken down based on the like of how, Now, Kevin Hart knew right away this does not look good for him. So another thing that was stated in this lawsuit, well, not just the lawsuit, here's something in this temporary restraining order, something that he thought he can get done in his cease and desist letter, that she ignored it and all this thing that he put in there as he filed his declarational claim that his career is in jeopardy with Disney, saying that he got all of these movies that are family oriented. Listen, y'all finna see how deep this goes. And this is gonna work right to what Cat Williams was talking about. This is all about his public perception of him, the public concern of Kevin Hart. I have a number of family-oriented projects, such as the Jumanji franchise, Fatherhood, Captain Underpants, The Secret Life of Pets, and others. And I also endorse national brands, and the endorsement deals depend in part on my public's perception of my reputation, my respectable character. Respectable character. You are the one that's doing the cheating. If you cared so much about the public's perception of you, you wouldn't be screwing it up. But that's you. Your Netflix movie that y'all tried to falsely put out, it's been number one 2 weeks in a row. Go check it out. Nobody's checking it out. They looked, they saw, they said, oh man, he ain't even telling jokes in the movie. This is just a bland movie with Kevin Hart. It's not really interesting to me. And they moved right on. And nobody's thought about that movie since. So a bunch of C-rated actors in here doing a half job. So nobody really cared about the movie. So now they had to go ahead and create these people writing these fake reviews to try to make the movie sound like it's better than what it is, to try to sell it over on the people. And because I put out the video, said that the movie was performing poorly, they come out with a statement saying that it was doing great. It's been number one for 2 weeks. So I knew Kevin Hart saw the video I did. They said Cat Williams is winning, having his best week ever, while Kevin Hart movies flops on Netflix. I put that out, and here he comes with a statement saying that his movie is doing great. And I put in the comment section on that video, lies. But much success to you. The movie isn't doing well. Now, here's the problem that other people don't see. Is a lot of people just not looking at the main facts like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, you created the situation. That's your personal assistant exposing all your business that could damage your company, your brand. I can't blame Tasha K for this. That's your mess. Your assistant went to Tasha K and went on there and did what she did. I can't blame Tasha K for really any of it. Her team got to definitely vet and make sure she's, she got a restraining order. What she don't realize is that when you sign a non-disclosure, non-compete, it don't have an expiration date. You have a certain amount of days before, you're paid until those dates is over. But once that is over, that don't mean you're able to go ahead and start writing books and talking about, no, that non-complete is forever. You are not to you are not to mention anything about that non-disclosure agreement. See, your non-disclosure agreement should be ironclad. Till they know there's no way, shape, or form you can't go on any reality TV shows, do anything saying I worked for this man and this is what this man did to me, and you can't say anything. And the fact that this information that was leaked was so damaging, saying that Kevin Hart was using companies' money and gambling it all away, and he gambled away all the company's funds. That's damning. You said same with Vince McMahon's NDA. Well, here's the thing. If the victim is the person that's actually suing, let's say they've been victimized, that's a criminal lawsuit, then that's something different. Like a lot of these people sign NDAs not to disclose anything like Vince, and they don't really disclose it. They ended up going to a lawsuit. And once it's a criminal situation, That's going to supersede your NDA a lot of the times. It depends on how ironclad it is. The problem that Kevin Hart got is that he's a serial cheater, allegedly. And the problem is that he's a serial cheater and he's bad at it. Now, when you're good at it, cool. But when you're bad at it, that's a problem. It's just that now he's at the point where people would care. When you were doing your serial cheating allegedly back when you were doing Soul Plane and all this stuff, nobody gave a damn. Now you're on Steve Harvey's show. You're on all these platforms that have all the big money, the big endorsement contracts. You got a Nike endorsement. You got all these things that can go falling to the wayside. Well, bro, here's the thing. If that lawsuit wasn't true or that lawsuit with Vince McMahon was bad, they stopped my video from going anywhere. They stopped it from going anywhere. Absolutely, they did. And now, the problem is Kevin Hart had to come out and say, like, well, let's go back to Vince McMahon for a second. Vince McMahon has a major problem. If they didn't think this was real, WWE, TKO owns it now. Okay? Vince basically just had a blank job. He wasn't, they was like, we're just going to let you give your outputs or your intake on it, but you're done here. We're going to run the company now. So the McMahons don't even have the company to pass on to their grandchildren or anything anymore. That's over. Vince has failed. Now, it's going to get even worse. You said I'm psychic. Hey, there's no psychicness with this. People are gonna be who they are. The problem is Brock Lesnar, who was mentioned in the lawsuit against Vince, and what the activities was with him. WWE canceled everything with Brock Lesnar's return back to the WWE. That was supposed to be the big surprise. Brock was coming back. They were trying to use him to bring Brock back in the renegotiations and bring Brock back and lure him back with this woman that's going to come and do these acts with you. Now, me, I've heard rumors about Brock and things that he's done before in the past. There's been plenty of times women that worked in that industry, that if he was ever brought up and taken into court and other women come out, buddy boy, old Brocky Brock gonna be in some trouble. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So the TKO and the WWE said Brock is not coming back to WWE. What do you think that means? They know something. Now let's get back to Kevin Hart, because I want y'all to see this. So his assistant text, and this is what I don't agree with. The assistant texts and says, I can't leave the company without telling you. Text Kevin Hart's wife. This is Misha Shakes, the former personal assistant of Kevin Hart, texting the wife. Hit the like button, by the way, guys. I know y'all just got in here, but please hit the like button. Text the wife, Aniko, and is telling Aniko about Kevin Hart cheating. Saying, I can't leave without telling you. This parking lot security called me to tell me on June 26, 2020, that Mr. Hart was in the office with 3 different women that looked like high-paid escorts. Are you serious? Where do they do that at? Where do somebody do that at? That's crazy. That you would say they are high-paid escorts, saying she said they stayed upstairs for hours. That's nuts. They stayed upstairs for hours. Hmm. Well, no. People are going to be who they are until people understand who they are. Well, No. When you see people put themselves and you see people that come in and do the things that Kevin Hart was attributing themselves to. Mm-hmm. Without a shadow of a doubt. You see, the main problem is for Kevin Hart is you got this reputation of cheating. You got this reputation of being a cheater. You've admitted to cheating. You've done a stand up talking about you cheated. You have admitted you've cheated on your first wife. You've admitted you've cheated on the second wife. And they still didn't drop you. Disney kept you on board. You were still looked at as Kevin Hart, the family man. That's it. Kevin Hart, the family guy. Because they wanted to give the appearance that the family man, which was Kevin Hart, big family. Right? Trouble comes with money. No, no, trouble don't come with money. You create the trouble. There's pitfalls everywhere. It's all about who you are. A man is only going to be as faithful as his options. No, that's when you check. That's when you're tested as a measure of a man. If 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 you're cheating because you got money and all this, and the women are coming at you, that means if you didn't have money before they had all the money, Kevin was cheating, allegedly. He was somebody as faithful only to his options. Now that he can do the things that he want to do, he gonna go ahead and do them. See, he has no love and concern. It's only about Kevin. He loves his brands. You think he's doing this for Aniko? Aniko was the woman. This is what I keep telling people all the time. This man cheated on his first wife, allegedly with Aniko. I seen the, come on. You know C don't know things, right? And I don't get all messy like that. But don't let me go to the Patreon and drop a bombshell. Like, come on. I could easily go to the Casino for Life Patreon. You think the bombshell I dropped yesterday was something? Wait if I drop this one, but that would be way too messy and way too much damage. And the way things are going right now, Kevin Hart don't need no more problems. So I won't throw no gas on that fire, but we'll say he's an alleged cheater, serial cheater. Even though he's admitted it on stage, on stand up and everything, that he cheated and he didn't feel bad about it. But when you allegedly, knocking down a woman that is with Bow Wow, come on. Him and Bow Wow are like Eskimo brothers times two. All these dudes is knocking down the same things, allegedly, raw dogging the same women. They don't, it's just, that's what I'm saying. If people knew what I already know, y'all be like, damn, so you knew that all the time? I'd be, why you think I'm not surprised? Why you think all of this is happening in the way it is? Trey Songz is in this mess. A lot of them are in this mess. And it's the same type of dudes. Those dudes that's out there looking for it. They know how to get to those type of guys. Some of these women were put on television because of the people they were sleeping with. Saying, I'm not going to pay you, but I'm going to give you a job that pays you. And I know what you want. You want attention. You want to be famous. So I'm going to stick you on TV. I got that kind of pull. Ravens over the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Well, when you see everything blow up to a level of such blatant disrespect, then you know that the problem is greater than what you've ever anticipated, because you never saw the scenes where things were blowing up to a level it did not have to go to or materialize. Now, that's people's problem right there. What you just stated is a lot of people's problem. And we're going to go into that. People say, well, it's none of our business. We ain't never said it was our business. None of us walking around ever said, you know what? This is our business. Because it isn't. We don't care. To be honest, we don't care. But if there's anything about this that means anything, that it is a teachable, learnable situation. Ooh, got my Blame James mug right here. Get you a nice, good cup of Blame James, baby. The best part of waking up is having this bum on your cup. Blame James. Got him in every color he ever lost in. Blame James. Where's my red cup? I want my Miami Heat Blame James. Or the world famous Old man Brown. Old man Brown. Old man Brown. Old man Brown. Now, my mom got this mug. Keep it up there. But the answer continues to be a question when they say it's none of your business. But here's the thing, y'all advertise this to us in public, so y'all make it our business. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make it our business. We didn't want any of it. Y'all made it our business. We didn't go around and say we need to know Kevin Hart's business. We didn't say, you know what I'm missing? I wonder what Kevin Hart is doing. Nobody gives a damn. They made it our business. They made it our business. We didn't care. I'm trying to make the screen clear for y'all. Boom! Yes, and the super chat works. Welcome to the Cino Kitchen, where Cino has different condiments in here. What should we choose? A lot to drink. A lot of Gatorade. What shall Cino choose? I say Heineken it is. The nectar of the gods. Now, looking at it overall, right? You're looking at what you would call success. And when you look at success and you start saying to yourself, I want to be successful and I want to get to this next level, they have what they call the invisible wall or the invisible ceiling that keeps you from going up and excelling past a certain plateau. And they know women used to always say that. There's an invisible ceiling for us. No. Let me explain to you what this really is. This is an employee of Kevin Hart's who was messy. Whoever hired this woman should not have hired Mika Shakes. I don't believe in anything Mika Shake did was legitimate. You never text a man's wife and starts telling a man's wife about his business. You don't do that, period. There's no reason to do it. Why would you do that to another man who was paying you money just because you got unemployed? I was going to say that's some beat stuff, but yeah, it was a beat that did it. Then you go on Tasha K, so she deserves all the dumb crap that's going to come her way. She deserves it all. Now, as I told you, this is not about the comfort of his wife. He exposed personal information, and she says they want to put out lies. That she lied about certain stuff that she did. That the facts were inaccurate. Now they have to prove what she said was a lie in a court of law. So here's what I mean by it ain't over. Even though the judge dismissed this temporary restraining order, which is called a TRO, they can't go ahead and do anything other than involving said person. Meaning, in translation, they cannot, and don't forget to hit the like button, good people. I know y'all just got here. The super chat works. Hit the like button. We appreciate all the love and support. My cash app is Carcino, Karceno. Yes, yes. yes to both responses. They don't seem to honor, respect, or have any keen um, details, right, as to what's going on. Right? They don't have any keen detail. Woo! They're going to refile the restraining order and try to make sure it's aligned correctly. The lawyer that they have is not normally keen at writing these restraining orders and filled it out incorrectly. So even though they got rejected, don't think that it's over and they won't try to refile it again to try to get that video down. Now, with that being said, the damage is done. The damage is done. The blood is already in the water. But something's in the mix for Kevin Hart that's threatening his future. As he said, his career is in jeopardy because of this. Not because of Cat Williams, but because of this. His career is in jeopardy. Can you dig that? Oh, it only gets more interesting. It only gets more interesting. Because they say the career is in jeopardy, right? When someone says, oh, my career is in jeopardy, oh, I can't, this is going to hurt me. Now you got to give proof. You see, this is what they don't understand. When you make your claims, this is what reason why they had to dismiss it is because you didn't give any real type of proof. Had you did that, besides your want to take it down, they feel they did. They was like, she's extorting us. She's doing this. She's doing that. It's like, well, just because you say it with conviction, okay, but you still got to prove that in a court of law. The majority of the people who are in these what you would call Illuminati. Chips are hard. Yeah, my godson was here today. He had a ball. He brought out every toy in the galaxy. Hold on, let me get this thing up. So that way we have full 4K experience. All right, there you go. Now we got full 4K experience. Jalen, when you get older, a good old Heineken could save the day. Yes, 8K quality. Now, no, you're looking at different scenarios, different approaches, different reasons. Like, for instance, see what this is? Shredded cheese. It was in my refrigerator. My mother left it here. See this? Shredded cheese. Now, I don't eat shredded cheese. My mom used it to make some tacos, and she used the cheese to do that. Now, I'm here to give you some education. I want you to take a look at the back ingredients on this thing. There's a word right there. You see that? Let me pull it back so you can see it. So there it is. All the way right there. It starts with an N. Natamycin. Natamycin. Now you might be saying, what in the world is natamycin? Right? See natamycin? They say, and they put it in parentheses, a natural mold inhibitor. They use it to keep the cheese from molding. Look up the word natamycin. Just type in natamycin and Google it. And you make the decision, should this be in cheese or any type of food? Natamycin is medicine for fungus of the eye. If you have eye fungus, natamycin is treatment for that. And you have to get a doctor's prescription to even get natamycin. Natamycin is very serious. They tell you you can't even buy it over the counter. Every shredded cheese in the world has natamycin. And some shredded cheese even have sawdust. Sawdust. And the reason for the sawdust is it keeps the cheese, the shredded cheese, from sticking. Now this one don't have the sawdust in it. So the cheese will stick. But the ones that you see that are really cheap and the cheese are not sticking, it's because it got sawdust in it. So out of all the shredded cheese, that's the one that's there. That's why they don't use shredded cheese in they don't use shredded cheese in restaurants. They shred the cheese themselves. So I say that to say this. While we are making a video about Kevin Hart and his cheating situation, you just learned something that would save a lot of people's lives. Now, everybody has Google, Y'all just saw that natamycin was in that cheese, and it's on every pack of shredded cheese I've ever seen in my life. Now, you guys got something, some information that I'm gonna make free to everybody. Um, YouTube might say that I'm starting something bad, but Google, right? Google netamycin and wonder and ask yourself, why the hell is it in there? Because natamycin, they found out, is good at stopping and slowing the mold in cheese. Cheese don't mold as fast when you have natamycin in it. Now, let's move back to the Kevin Hart situation. Now that we're clear, right? Aries Monet says, I'm 100% accurate. Thank you. Thanks, Aries Monet. Hopefully, you guys have all subscribed to the page. Now, most of the blacks buy the cheap cheese, which also has a chemical in it that basically has sawdust on the cheese. Sawdust messes up your lungs, messes up your whole system, tears your body apart. So why are they doing that? He's like, not me. So the best thing to do is buy cheese, buy the single, get single, if you want to get the cheese, get the single stripes and shred the cheese, or just buy the cheese in a whole. And they got a cheese grater. Everybody got a cheese grater in the house. Just grate the cheese. Do it yourself if you're gonna do that. But what you don't want is netamycin and all these other chemicals in there. So if they're doing and they're putting that in just cheese, you should start taking a look at a lot of the other stuff that they're putting in these foods. So this is why people end up getting cancer, getting sick. They have all these different things that's going on in their body from the mix of these chemicals that they're using in their foods. And the poor people get it the worst. They have the most stuff in their food because they can't afford to eat rich stuff. If I go to a restaurant where the rich people are and I'm seeing it costs 30 something dollars for a cheeseburger, and I go to the hood and I can get a cheeseburger for $2, $3 for a cheeseburger, something's wrong there. Something's really wrong. Well, you got to ask yourself, what is the best outcome of the scenarios that has been presented to you? Um, well, Misha Shakes said Kevin Hart wanted to keep her silent, and she signed a contract between him and I after the date she quit. She said she quit in July, but they signed the contract in October of 2020 after I quit working for Heartbeat. The contract between us in October was to keep me quiet. Why didn't you stay quiet? Nisha Shakes. That's what I want to know. Why didn't you stay quiet? If somebody paid you to stay quiet in 2022 and you decided not to stay quiet, wouldn't that be a problem? I know I would have a problem with that. If I paid you to shut up and you didn't shut up, then I should get my money back. You know, you should be able to keep the money. Where they do that at? Why should you be able to keep the money in a shakedown? That just don't make any sense. How would this affect the personal assistant? Her career is over. She ain't gonna make it in this business ever again. No, not really. Because when you when you start making these type of claims and you start going after somebody and you start breaking down all of these, like, what people don't realize are important details to the letter, it's like really, like, detail. When somebody does something really stupid, like Misha Shakes is believing she found a loophole in the agreement, and the fact that she signed it after she really terminated her employment. Now you could say the words you quit, but this is what people don't understand, and I never understood why they didn't understand it. Um, No, what I don't understand is that it was filed for the TRO was filed on January the 25th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. Department 86. And the thing I don't understand is for Misha Shakes is, do you realize just the date you quit don't automatically mean that's the date your termination of your employment ends? The date you quit a job, so I mean, this ain't McDonald's. Okay, when you walk off your job, that's cool, but it's when they file all the paperwork to say you don't work there anymore, and they say, okay, you gone. You might have walked off the job, but you might not have been terminated. You didn't have any documentation, or unless you do, you can still be an employee of that company. So, she should be really, legally, that's a big of a loophole. But she signed a deal to stay quiet. Even though her time working there is over, she signed a deal and got it finalized that when she wasn't there anymore, you know, I'm trying to see when was employment terminated and when was it determined to be, not an employee anymore. Now, in order to get Tasha K to take down the video, Kevin Hart is going to have to win his case, prove to the judge that they can have it into what they call to prove that this is a threat to his livelihood and his business. YouTube, now YouTube is different. She could put it on her channel, Tasha K, live, but YouTube can have the video down till everything is resolved. This would keep YouTube safe from any type of legal, ramifications that's going on about a video. YouTube has done that before, and many powerful celebrities have used that tool to try to flag and take down other parties. Well, yeah, well, when you get in situations such as they did, and Kevin Hart has been involved in too many incidents, like the car going off the road where he broke his back and ribs and had to have surgery on his back, and that all steel vehicle of his that he wanted to have drove off the road going too fast. Many people said that he was drunk driving, allegedly paid a friend to take the blame. Oh well, it's only a matter of time before they go to different elements, and Misha is going to switch gears on this whole situation, and it'll turn into a Me Too type of an arrangement. Shouts out to Misha Bell too. I appreciate her every time she comes by and gives support to the channel. Shouts out to all y'all in the chat for always rocking with me, staying 10 toes down. Appreciate that. If if Kevin Hart would have died in that car accident, Tory Hart is his beneficiary. He said when he got into the accident, right? And they said if you would have passed away during that accident, Tory Hart is your beneficiary. That's his wife, his ex-wife, the first one. She's his beneficiary. So she asked him. She said, "I asked Kevin Hart after the accident if he wanted to change it or keep it the same." He said, "Keep it the same." He also told Kevin, "I would tell the world," he asked me, "if I was wearing," he said, "I would tell the world if he asked me if I was wearing any panties under a robe provided by the company. I said, I will tell everyone how you came in my office with your black Versace boxer briefs on and an open collar shirt with no shirt under, asking me if your shirt looks good. Lastly, I told you." And she said, "I told him I would tell the world." He kept asking me if I talked to or slept with married men. So what I tell you, Misha is now playing the role of Kevin Hart. I could destroy you now. Like Kevin Hart got this personal assistant just to get personal. It wasn't based on her qualifications. That's what it seemed like. Now, this is what Misha Shakes is saying about Kevin Hart. And she's saying she was willing to do all that. So this is why she's saying she's got this deal put in place. Kevin had wanted to keep her silent, she said. This is Misha Shakes, her own words. That Kevin Hart wanted to keep her silent. Said that's why you see a signed contract between her and Kevin Hart on October 2022, and she left in July. She had already left the company. October 2020, she said, after I quit working for Heartbeat, the contract between us in that October was to keep me quiet. Didn't I tell you this whole thing is about to blow? That thing was to keep them quiet. That was the only job. Well, because the incident that they put out had her actual phone number on there, and she was receiving harassing calls after she made a report with Glendale Police Department, receiving payment. I mean, calls from a guy named Leonard Edwards, or Lennon Edwards, called her a number of times in her car. I said, "Who are you?" He said he's an attorney and all of these things, and he worked from this office from Dante. And she said, "I already told Dante to stop calling me." And Dante Mills' office. So Dante Mills is the lawyer of Kevin Hart. So, and she said, "I can't talk to you regarding this, Mary. I already told Dante to stop calling me." He says, he said, "Well, I'm an attorney too. I was sent to talk to you. We want to discuss making a deal with you regarding Tasha K, but you have to act fast." I said, "I can't talk to you." He said, "Well, we are pursuing a case against Tasha K and we would like to cut you a deal." I said, "I can't talk to you regarding anything Tasha K." Then I hung up the phone and sent the email to Dante Mills telling him to stop contacting me. I'm going to reach out, and said I'm going to reach out to the cops. Please stop and see the previous report that she filed as an incident. So that's what happened, right? So when she was there in August of 2020, she said she left in July of 2020, right? So that was during pandemic times and all of these things, right? She uploaded some things between her and another person. And that person is Kevin Hart. Where there is an image of a girl named Miss Morgan. And she says, she doesn't even look like one. She looks like a model. He said, "I guess I can employ pretty people." She said, he said, "I would think I would get a little more credit than that. It's my office. I'm a pretty smart guy last time I checked. Hit me after your talk." So he's gonna hire this woman to be his personal plane assistant, a woman that's half dressed and got her boobs out. He wants to give her a job to work on his plane. And she goes right over to the wife and said, "Hi, Mrs. Hart," and tells him, "I can't leave this company without telling you what Kevin Hart did. On June 26, 2020, Mr. Hart was in the office with three different women that looked like high paid escorts. She said that they went upstairs for hours and it's not his wife. It doesn't look good for his image." Like, what? I pay your bills. The hell are you throwing me under the bus in my house and I'm paying your bills? You'd have been gone. You'd have been gone. Well, they went to Mr. Hart, Kevin Hart, that is, to inform him of what was being told to her, and he said he was working on a wellness line for a vital hustle for women. That's why he had pretty women in the office. He said he can't employ pretty women all the time and all of these different things. And like this woman is there, and she's like, "This is not good for your image." But what struck her as odd is she went into the office and to look at the TV mic the Tracy guy hung in the office. Mr. Hart's couch was bent back and didn't have the pillows on them at all. It had notable stains on the couch. It had white stains all on the couch. There were shot glasses in his office with white stains on the couch. White stains on the couch. Good Lord, what was you doing on the couch, boy? What are you doing? White stains on the couch. Two shot glasses. That was a hell of a negotiation. But you don't do that. You don't call a man's wife. He has a kitchen sink in his office. He had one of the glasses had lipstick on it. The shower was used, and there were towels in the hamper. Now, she's sending all of this information to his wife. To his wife. What personal assistant does this? And said, on the 27th, you asked me, did he have any packages in the office? She lucky she is still on the planet right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it said June 27th, asking me if you had any packages in the office. I panicked, asked, he said panicked, and I asked the building if they could bring up, anything to the office, right? Or, no, if they could clean the office when she saw that all the stuff that had happened. What struck us as odd is that she saw all this stuff that was going on, right? The shower was used, all of that, and said if I could clean his office, they said no. They don't have the cleaners on staff on the weekends. So she went in on Sunday, cleaned his office for him. So by the time you picked up your packages that Monday, I had cleaned his office myself, even though Mr. Hart told me about his wellness line. I didn't believe him. Here's a picture of the messy couch and a screenshot of our conversation. I wouldn't trust this Morgan girl. Oh my God. You don't do that. You don't contact a man's wife telling him that. Oh my God. People, good people, listen. I hate to be somebody to say that's wrong, but God damn, is that wrong? You don't do that, people. You don't. Like she says, I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, but I just wanted to say I am so sorry. It was not my place to text you. I am so sorry. Right. I had some personal things going on, and I suffer from PTSD, depression and anxiety. I recently had to get help in therapy, and it's helping me a lot. Are you kidding me? You never tell somebody that. Let me tell you how dangerous this is for me now by saying that. By saying this, now they can take you out. I'm so sorry if I hurt you. That wasn't my intent. Yeah, he was like, escorts, people are truly unbelievable. And he's laughing and all these different things. And he texted her, tried you back. And he was like, escorts, people are truly unbelievable. He's laughing at the fact that they were escorts. Oh, I'm so sorry, people. I am so sorry. I apologize. I apologize. My battery died. My bat died. Battery died. So, because the battery died, I cannot show you Kevin Hart's couch, but I can show you my couch in my den as we sit here and get it in for the win. Yeah, my phone got to charge up, y'all. I want to say I appreciate y'all's support. I want to say thank you yet again for all the love, the appreciation, um, the many different people who come up and say nice things to you and show love, and Kwame Brown Bust Life for the support he does. Welcome to HD. Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez coming through in the chat, holding it down for us. All you guys, man, you guys been great. Ticket TV, keep doing your thing. Trailblazing, Armando Black TV, keep doing your thing. The Dreamers Pro, keep putting out good content. As long as you keep Gilbert Arenas out of your search engine, you should be fine. And definitely, I want to say thank you guys, man. We still had a lot to cook here, but my phone is dying and it needs to charge. So, on that note, we cue the music. And thank y'all for another great epic live stream from the Sino House. We are out. That ain't a screensaver. That's the Sino House.